And I feel like this is the biggest thing people are most concerned with when it comes to postpartum. Okay, let's move on to the glorious boobs. Okay, this next one is not something I'm like proud to talk about. They are easily sparked to this day. Both of my toes, my pinky toes, my nails fell off. Hello you guys, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm standing because Milena does it and I figured I'd give it a shot. I also just didn't really feel like sitting, so anyways. Today I'm going to be sharing how my body has changed since having a baby. And for those of you who don't know me, I have an 8-month-old son and I'm a first-time mom. I'm 26. This is clearly just my experience of having a baby and how it's affected my body, but I saw my friend Megan do this video and I really liked it, and I felt like it was something that is really good information for any of you who are pregnant, and it was something I wish I could have kind of had a little bit more knowledge on. I also saw Brittany Balin do this, and so I will link both of those videos down below for you guys. Oh my goodness, standing, you guys can see I do talk with my hands quite a bit, so I'm sorry if that's a little distracting, but I hope you guys enjoy this video. I am gonna show everything that I'm talking about. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit more vulnerable, so be kind as always, and I hope you guys enjoy. Okay, the first thing that I'm going to share about is my weight. And I feel like this is the biggest thing people are most concerned with when it comes to postpartum. And again, this is my experience, and it may not be true for you, but this is my experience. So I'm 5'10", basically. I'm 5'9½". And before getting pregnant, I was in really good shape. I had spent like 3 months just really working on my body, and I weighed 150 pounds. And during pregnancy, I gained 30 pounds. And as soon as I gave birth, I was breastfeeding, and the majority of that weight came off within the first 2 weeks. I think I got down to 155 by literally like 2 weeks postpartum. And I was very shocked with that because I feel like I'm the kind of person who doesn't really normally get things easy. I've always had to work at my weight, and I was very shocked with this. And I think I kind of took advantage of this a little bit because I just have been eating like whatever I want, to be honest. And being a nursing mom, I am starving all the time. And so now being 8 months postpartum, I have gained a little bit of weight. I think I'm about 158, 159. So I'm about 8 to 9 pounds above my pre-pregnancy weight. Now, I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that when I'm nursing and I'm always hungry, 2, I haven't really found a consistent workout routine, and 3, I just, like I said, I just eat a lot. So you could definitely be back to your pre-pregnancy weight by this time. I think not most, but a majority of people who work at it are. But yeah, I feel like I'm just holding on to weight like around my hips. I don't know how much you guys can see, but like right here is basically where the majority of my weight has stayed. This is always the part of my body that goes last, so I'm not very surprised with that. I am deciding between some workout classes that I'm gonna do, so hopefully I will get that weight off, because like I did last time, I want to make sure I'm in the best shape before I try and get pregnant again. So, and that's a little exciting, but I'm definitely already thinking about that 8 months postpartum. So that's my weight. Now, kind of to do with like body as well. Like I said, my hips are the area that have held on to the most weight. I also do still have my linea nigra. It's very faint and it does not bother me, but I definitely thought it would be gone by now. And then I also have some stretch marks in my lower stomach. They're very faint as well, but they are still there. And then as we're talking about the belly button region, I feel like my belly button is definitely like the most stretched out skin, and when I kind of like bend forward, you can see it kind of like crinkle together, like it's very loose. I'll try and show that for you guys. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit different. It does not bother me, but that, I would say that whole mom pooch thing is definitely something that I still have, which kind of leads me to my next point. Is I've had struggles with digestion since having Rocky. I think it's again because I haven't been gravitating towards as many like fibrous foods like fruits, vegetables, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, a lot of days, like I feel like my intestines are a little swollen. Maybe it's also because I was used to a lot of movement before and I haven't been exercising as much. Not really sure, but that is something I personally have dealt with. Oh, also my belly button has like little holes in it. I don't know if that's normal, but like right below my belly button, when I'm like laying on my back, it looks like there's little holes, like almost like hair holes, but there's no hair. I will try and show you, but I thought that was super weird. Okay, let's move on to the glorious boobs, which I feel like, I hope I don't get demonetized by saying any of this. It's literally just a human body. But before getting pregnant, I did not have boobs at all, and I enjoyed that life. And getting pregnant, they definitely got bigger, but postpartum, they're huge, and I do not love them. They are constantly engorged and deflated, and so they are definitely so saggy now, like way different. And some days, like, I feel like I literally can just like pinch them and they're just like skin. It's crazy. Like by the end of the day, they are in my armpits. My sister-in-law always says they are literally ski slopes to the armpits, which I will give her credit for that joke because it's hilarious, but that's the truth basically. And so they're definitely different. They're always bothering me because I'm not used to having cleavage, so I'm always like pulling my shirt up. But yeah, I don't fit into tops as well as I used to. I used to always be a small in tops, and anything that's tight, I get a medium now. My waist has always been like the smaller part of my body, and then my hips always go out, but now having boobs, like I feel like everything is like super tight here, then as soon as it hits my waist, it's really baggy. So that's something personally I have struggled with, is just getting used to that. Yeah, I miss the little guys, you know? And then also to do with boobs, because they're bigger, I feel like my body is constantly like kind of forward, and maybe because I'm like not used to it, I'm always like trying to act like I don't really have boobs, but because of that, my traps hurt all the time, and like my neck hurts. I definitely could benefit from getting adjusted, and I should probably look into that. But yeah, my back is always kind of hurting, and it could also be because I'm constantly carrying my kid, or when I am always nursing, like you're kind of just always hunched over. I'm sorry I'm looking down so much, I'm just always watching him. But going along with back pain, I've also had some like low back pain as well, probably from carrying him and picking up his binky 1,000 times throughout the day. But a lot of it could also be due to just like pregnancy and postpartum and the process of delivering a baby. So back pain is definitely there. It's not crazy, but I've definitely had some experience with that. And then the last thing that's like really like body related, I would say, is I've definitely lost a lot of muscle tone, and I can feel or see a lot of it in my legs and my butt. Like I said, I used to work out all the time, like 5 times a week, and now I hardly do like weight training. I would say like 1 or 2 times a week. And so I think that's a huge thing to do with it as well. But I've lost a lot of muscle. I hear this a lot from pregnant women too, so I think it has to do with being pregnant and carrying a baby. But yeah, it's something that I felt like I wouldn't experience as much because I did work out so much, but I've definitely lost a lot of muscle tone, and I just feel a little flabbier, so that's fun. Okay, we're gonna move on to some like random things. So the first is my hair, which I have always had wavy hair, but it has gotten so much wavier since having Rocky. And I honestly thought it was because I switched shampoos, but when I watched Megan's video, she had mentioned that her hair was like a lot more wavy as well, and I was like, okay, it's definitely has to be postpartum. So I will try and insert a clip, but like especially around this area, I guess I could just show you. Yeah, like this area is always wavy. I tried not to like straighten my underpieces so I could show you. Like this is always a thing. This is blow dried straight and straightened, and it's still wavy. So definitely some experience. I haven't had like a ton of postpartum hair loss. I feel like I did notice a few like little pieces here actually this morning, but I have very thick hair, and so I feel like that's not something I've really noticed, except for maybe if it goes in a ponytail and there's like lines here. But yes, more so for me when it comes to hair, it has gotten a lot wavier. Okay, this next one is not something I'm like proud to talk about. And if you watched my Truth About Postpartum video, I filmed it like a week postpartum, and I mentioned that I got hemorrhoids with delivering Rocky, and unfortunately, they are easily sparked to this day. So if I feel like my digestion isn't 100%, they definitely come up. Of course, they are nowhere near the size they were when I had Rocky, but that is something that I've noticed just is like easy to get now, which is not fun. But yeah, that is something. And then on the topic of like down there, I feel like my periods are just so much heavier, and I honestly just have bled so much since having Rocky. I had my postpartum bleeding until like 2.5 weeks, and then by 4 weeks I started my period. And until like 4 months, I had 2 periods a month, and then now it's regulated, but they are definitely heavier. I just feel like I'm always losing blood. Like now I'll go through like supers throughout the night, which that was never a case for me. So definitely a lot of extra bleeding. And then the last thing I want to talk about is so freaking random, but my sister-in-law said it happened to her as well. But both of my toes, my pinky toes, my nails fell off. And at first I thought it was because Nathaniel's heel hit my left pinky toe. But then like a week later, we were giving Rocky a bath, and I had my feet like up on the bathtub, and I noticed that my right pinky toe was falling off as well, and I already have nails underneath them growing, so it was almost like they kind of just like pushed them through. I don't know if that's just because like your body is regenerating a ton of stuff while pregnant, breastfeeding, that kind of thing. But yeah, my pinky toes currently are about half the length. That is pretty much what has happened with me. I'm trying to think of other things, but I would say those are just like the main things that I've noticed pretty heavily. I know when I was like 4 months postpartum, I would get like my hands would be super, like if you had been in the pool for 10 hours, like every time I took a shower or washed my hands, they would get really pruny and like peel off, which I think I've showed in the past. So watch some of my previous videos if you're curious about that one. But I think that's it, which I know that's a lot, but I also just want to say too, like I love my body more now than ever. When I was pregnant and 30 pounds heavier than I normally was, I was the most confident ever, and I feel like now just like knowing that there's a reason behind, maybe that's what sparks it. But I know my body's beautiful and I'm so just thankful of what it's been able to do, but I just wanted to be as honest with you guys in hopes that it helps any of you in any way. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, enjoyed me rambling on about my body. And yeah, if you're pregnant about to give birth, good luck to you. It's the most amazing thing ever. I am so obsessed with my son. It is annoying, honestly, but doing all this and watching my body go through all of this, I still want to do it 3 more times. I still want those 4 kids. So yes, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.